What? Jeez, yeah, what am I doing? It's Snookered. Hey guys, welcome back down to another episode of Snookered. This is the series that we did listening to feedback from you guys that we didn't think was going to have any legs at all. But here we are on episode 462. Or episode 5, I'm not sure, it's one of the two. But this is the show where I try and chase for snookers. And I also, listening to feedback from you guys, been checking out the comments. I'm also now going to be trying to be the other player as well, who, if the chance comes to win the frame, put the frame to bed. I'm going to scatter the balls as I always do, play from a totally random position, and look to try to get as many snookers as I possibly can, and escapes, and potentially put the frame to bed in 15 minutes. Give me 15 minutes on the clock. In fact, no. Let's have the clock over this side this time. Thank you very much. And the clock will start when I strike the cue ball in true big break fashion. But as I say, in difference to previous episodes of Snookered, if I get the opportunity to finish the frame, I'm going to carry on. I'm nearly snookered as it happens. But I'm just going to try and just gently roll that red in behind the yellow. Literally just try and take the paint off it. That didn't work. That was a really awkward situation. And we're off and running. Now, quite an interesting little situation, this one already. I think if I leave the red where if I leave the cue ball where the red is and knock the red back up the table, I might get the snooker in behind the yellow, mightn't I? So jack the cue up, backspin on the cue ball, stop the cue ball where the red is. Red bounces up past the yellow, and that looks like a snooker to me. Oh no, the red's gone further than I wanted it to, and I can hit it. Well, that's no fun, is it? Okay, well, now it's my turn to try and, as if I was the player trying to finish the frame. What would I do? I mean, I could try and cut the red in. You know, I don't really see the point of that. I'm not a massive fan of rolling reds over pockets and stuff, so I'm just going to send the red down the table. I might get the snooker myself in behind the brown. Wasn't to be. But yeah, I mean, even when you're the player trying to put the frame to bed, sometimes, you know, if you drop that red over the corner pocket and don't pot it, you just give the initiative to your opponent to pot it, pot the colour, and then chase for snookers with just the colours left. So that's actually as good as any shot, isn't it? I've really put the balls in a safe position now. This is an awkward one. I'm going to try and chip the red over to the side and get the cue ball back into this corner somewhere. It looks like there's a lot of potential cover up here. Just caught that red slightly too thick. Lucky there not to leave the red on. And as I say, now as the player coming in who's trying to win the frame, it's obvious to try and drop the red over the corner. But as I say, not a massive fan of that. So again, I'm going to play the red twice across the table, cue ball around the cushions, back up the table. Don't want to hit the blue. Didn't really want to do that. It doesn't matter though, of course. You know, I'm the player that, you know, can win the frame. Right, I step in now as the next player, chasing for the snookers. What can I do here? I can't hit the red. That's a problem. I'm already snookered. In fairness, it was a lucky snooker because I cannoned the blue. I didn't mean to do that. There's just enough room to go between yellow and green. Bit of stun on the cue ball off the cushion. And I'm going to try and leave the cue ball where that red is. Might get the snooker as the red comes round the table. That green could come to my rescue. Need the red to travel. Need it to travel. Full ball snooker behind the green. Take that. I mean, it's a good thing I got the snooker. Otherwise, I'd have left the red on, wouldn't I? But, okay, well, this looks easy to hit, doesn't it? I mean, it looks easy enough to come off this cushion, and hit the red. But we've seen those missed. Yeah, I'm actually going to go just before the middle pocket. Plain ball, no side required. Just try and hit the red. Yeah. You know, when you're snookered, just try and get out of the snooker. Don't try and be a hero, you know. Okay, so I got out of the snooker. I'm now chasing for snookers again. What can I do here? I wonder if I can just clip the red to the cushion a little bit. Take that cue ball between pink and brown and maybe slip in behind the black. Don't want that red to move far. Got a bit of spin on the cue ball. Now, did I get the snooker behind pink and brown? You know, that's not the shot that I called, but it was the same kind of thing. You could see what I was trying, couldn't you? Get the red here, get the cue ball in behind the black, got these two for cover. Again, you know, it shouldn't be too hard to hit this off the two cushions. I can hit it off one cushion. I don't know about you. I always find that two cushion escapes are easier to judge. You know, if I just try to come off the cushion there and hit that red, like I should be able to do that. But the two cushion in there and hit the red from behind, like that feels unmissable. I don't know. I've got this feeling where, you know, try and hit the ball from the cushion it's closest to. I don't know if that's a thing. I'm not sure if that stands up in court. But that feels like a decent piece of advice. In a situation like this, I can play one cushion or two cushions. Maybe always try and hit the red out of a snooker off the cushion that it's nearest to. So I'm going to go side cushion somewhere near where the baulk line and the cushion meet, onto the baulk cushion and hit the red. I think that was a good almost piece of wisdom there. I think with the reds, if you're snookered, try and hit it from the cushion that it's closest to. All right, so again, I was in the snooker, I got out of the snooker, so it's time to go chasing for snookers again. That green and yellow and the brown potentially are in a nice zone. Just try and screw in behind the green. Try and keep the red in that half of the table. No, that's not really worked. That's not worked at all. Ugh. Very, very lucky there that I haven't left a pot on for my opponent. I mean, it's all right me trying to put the frame to bed, but I haven't been left a chance to pot the red yet. It's funny, isn't it, how that works? You know, you're trying to finish the frame. I think all I could do here is hit the red over the blue spot, back down to this cushion somewhere and send the cue ball over here. I mean, you would think anywhere into that quadrant of the table is going to leave a snooker, although I'm, again, you know, not chasing for snookers here. I'm trying to win the frame. That felt like a no-brainer of a shot. And now, you know, this was always the old-fashioned saying, wasn't it? When you're chasing for when you're being chased for snookers, snooker your opponent. And that's what I've done here. I come to the table now. I'm the player now who needs the snookers, but I'm now in one myself. That's a terrible place to be. But again, using the theory discussed before, I'm going to hit this red off two rather than one. I can get it off one, but I'm going to go side cushion, back cushion and hit it from behind and try and hit the red up the table. Try and get separation, get good distance between the two balls. Now, if the red passes the brown, I'm going to have a go at this red. And I'm having a look, it doesn't. So again, it's so strange how this frame's gone. You know, I'm happy to have a go at potting this red if it was potable, but it's not. So up and down with the red, hopefully again get the snooker behind maybe pink or brown, something like that, just leaving that cue ball in that area over there somewhere, not too specific. And that looks again like another snooker. Having a good sense of areas of the table that are covered by all these colours. There you could see where the brown was here, you know, they're covering such a large margin, aren't they? So anywhere up here was almost a guaranteed snooker. Yeah, you might leave the gap, but you're unlucky if you do. And we're back in the same sort of situation, aren't we? Now I'm chasing for snookers, but I'm snookered again. And now, you know, this is very, very missable. This isn't easy to hit at all. You know, can I sneak past the yellow? Again, side cushion, in behind the black spot, off the cushion, and hit the red from behind. Let's see if I can. Side cushion, back cushion, and hit the red up the table. Yeah, I could. But that's the first time now that I've actually left the red potable as I step in now to try and put this frame to bed. Let's see how I can go. The one thing that's not easy in these situations when you've been chased for snookers or chasing for snookers, then when you do get the chance to pot the red, you've often lost your concentration or you've been, you know, knocking the balls around for so long you've forgotten how to pot the ball. Let's try and pot this one nicely with the rest. Keep that elbow up. Nice backswing. And pot the red. Pleased with that one. And now, for a bit of fun, I will try and clear up, just to show that, you know, when the balls are scattered, it's not always as easy as it looks. The green is blocking the path for the yellow to go to that middles pocket. So I'm going to take the green out of the way, bring that cue ball back up the table. And these types of clearances, they look straightforward enough, don't they? But, you know, the balls are all in each other's way. So right-hand side I need now on this cue ball to check it back across the table for the green. You could see the spin working on the spotted cue ball. I'm going to play a little exhibition shot, send the cue ball around the table, back up the table for the brown. Here it comes. And now the area to pop the brown and get on the blue isn't massive, but if I can just pop this is very difficult off the cushion, keep everything still. Now I backswing a little bit shorter than usual when playing off the cushion. Just managed to wriggle the brown home. And now how am I going to get on this pink? I'm going to just send the cue ball up and down the table. Anywhere near the black, you would think, would have a shot at the pink. Here comes the cue ball. Just past the black. Nicely on the pink this time. On and off the cushion for the black. And of course, missed the pink. Now, what we'll do quickly here is we'll stop the clock and we'll get the balls back out, because we wouldn't be chasing for snookers really on the pink. I mean, it does happen every now and again, but it's very, very rare. The great thing about this is it's totally random. You know, I don't know where these balls are going to finish. So we've got some time left. I'm going to scatter the balls, and the time's going to start from the minute these balls leave my hand, and we'll just crack back on. And I'm going to crack on playing both rolls again. So there they go. Don't know where they're going to finish. The black's gone in. That'll have to come out. Stick the black on its spot. That might be good for chasing snookers, and the clock is back ticking. And now I'm again taking on the role of the player who needs snookers. Great opportunity already to send the red up the table. Stunning maybe behind the green. Could get a snooker here. There's that cue ball over to that side. Yeah, I just caught the red a little thin. I didn't overhit that. It looks like I've overhit it. I just didn't hit the red in the right place. And that's what's caused that position. Okay, well now I take on the role of the player trying to put the frame to bed. And we've been playing for snookers for a bit. This is a good chance to pop this red. I'm not going to roll it over the pocket. We've discussed that. Nice bit of cueing. And that frame is now over. That was a really nice long red. Now, if I was trying to clear up here, how would I go about it? I think I would just gently drop this blue in. It's not as easy as it looks on screen. Quite an acute angle into the middle pocket there. And this is, you know, we were listening to the feedback that you guys wanted. You know, there was plenty of comments saying, well, we want to see you play both roles. So, you know, this is what I'm trying to do here, guys. If I was trying to finish the frame in this situation, this is what I would be doing. Now, if I were to miss the green here, then obviously I'll play on for snookers using the brown, but I finished in the worst place possible, dead straight on the green. But when you're the best rest player on the planet, it doesn't matter, does it? Because that's like a gimme. I don't think I can double the brown. I might be able to treble it through the pink and black. Let's see if I can get anywhere near that. Across the table, between pink and blue. Missed it. But I am going to carry on, and I'm going to carry on now as if I'm the player who's chasing for those snookers again. Very, very difficult now with just a handful of balls to play with. It's a very, very difficult situation, this. In fact, it's not obvious what I should be playing here at all. Yeah, I really don't know. I think I'm going to hit the blue. I'm going to hit the brown into the blue and try and use that as a stopper and try and get in behind the pink. How did I do? No, no good. I've left the brown. That was a difficult one there because I had to try and use the blue to slow the brown down. That wasn't far away. If I'd finished there, if the cue ball had just squeezed into that position, then that would have been a good snooker. As it is, you come to the table now, just need the brown to put the frame to bed. If you're that player who's ahead, nice stun shot on the brown, no heroics. Missed it. Did I? Have I got it? Oh no, I did miss it. Okay, well that happens a lot, doesn't it? You know, as I said a moment ago, when you're chasing for snookers, sometimes you do then get the chance to pop the ball and put the frame to bed. And sometimes you just, you know, you've lost your concentration a little bit, or you've lost your flow, and, you know, it's not as easy to do. Okay, I need snookers again now. I wonder if I can play this with a bit of topspin. Left-hand side and in behind the black. Is that shot on? Here it comes. What's the line like? Oh no, the brown's gone in. No, look at that. Oh, well, I mean, I didn't get the snooker, but I can't believe the brown's gone in. What are we doing? That's the worst result. Okay, well, I'll try and clip the blue to the cushion and get the cue ball back down here. Keep this frame going. I've got left-hand side on that. That cue ball, if it misses the middle, might sneak behind the black. No, the table's not that fast. Look at the line. That was a great attempt. Oh, that was nearly a snooker behind the black. Got to be careful now. As the player being chased for snookers with just the colours, with just the 3 colours left, you know, the rules change, and I would try and put that blue in or over. In or over. And the reason that changes now is that with a red on the table, if you roll that red over the pocket for your opponent who's chasing for snookers, you're just basically saying, here, have a free go, chase me around the table, put the ball wherever you want. With just a handful of colours left, the rules change, because the opportunity to get behind the black or the pink with just the blue on here is very, very difficult. In fact, there's the alarm. We're out of time. I've spoken too much again, as usual. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed it. There was a little bit different this time, playing both roles, trying to be the aggressor, trying to chase for snookers. Not sure which one I preferred. Let me know in the comments which one you preferred. If you've enjoyed this video, hit that like button, smash it. It helps us make more videos. If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well. Lots of you are sneaking in and watching these videos and you're not actually subscribed. So you help us out, you help the channel out, and of course, it's free. If you've enjoyed it, hope you have, and I'll see you next time.